So I want to do a topic video real quick. One video. This is besides the Metroid. But real quick. This is what I went with. This one right here. The Metroid 2. Return of Samus. Because the throwback, I can't pass this up, man. This is just too nice. Nintendo, you outdid yourself right here. I mean, I love this shiny side to this case, but the box is already shiny. This is just fucking, look at that. Okay. So before I start playing the game, I want to make one more video. I hear people talking about this all the time, but they don't talk about the other side. They talk about Nintendo tax. Well, Nintendo is taxing developers on the physical copies. Nintendo is taxing you as a customer physical copies. Let's talk about the other side of that. Let's talk about the Sony tax, shall we? You don't believe Sony tax exists, do you? Because you don't talk about it. That's the reason why you don't believe it exists. I'm going to show you a device, and I'm going to make you a believer right now. Do you know what this is? This is a PS Vita. I'll turn it on just so you believe me. There it is. It's a PS Vita. This is your Sony tax. This is Sony tax at its highest. Now, granted, this is the 1000 unit. This is the one that uses the 3G capability, but this is the Sony tax at its highest. I don't do anything special to mine. I can't remember which way to go. There we go. Turn it down. This is Sony tax at its finest. And what do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about the PS Vita real quick. If you didn't know, the 3G model uses one type of SIMS card. That means you're stuck with the one carrier, and that's AT&T. You know there's more than one phone provider, right? There's more than one SIM card. But they stick you with the one. One overall, that's it. You're the one. So, that's all you get. Why? You're forcing me to go with the highest one on the market. That's taxing your customers. Okay. Now, how else is it taxing your customers? Well, second of all, the overall cost of the system is about $200. Alright, now, that's not all. Hold on, I'm not done. I know you're thinking, well, $200 isn't that bad. Well, let's talk about the other thing you need for this to actually function, right? You notice real quick, I've got some games on there, right? You see those games? You know what you need for those, right? You need memory. Let's talk about the Sony tax. It's also known as the memory cards. Well, in this thing here, I've only got 8 gigs. That's it, I've only got 8. I know, that's really bad. Do you know how much it costs for anything over 8 gigs? 16 gigs in 2017 is the exact same cost as this. I wish I was shitting you. I wish I was shitting you. And that's used. This game just came out, and it's the same price. I bought the special edition, so technically 16 gigs is cheaper than this. Because I paid $50 for this, because I bought the special edition. So, if you bought the regular edition, you paid $40. Congratulations. I paid $10 more because I got the special edition. Now, 16 gigs in 2017 used is $40. Sony tax at its highest, at its finest. Nintendo tax, the thing people keep talking about on their games, on their games for the Switch, is at its peak $10. Meaning, say when Capcom releases Resident Evil Revelations 1 and 2 in a combination pack, it's going to be $50. And that's it. Considering when they release that shit on everything else, it'd be $40. Well, newsflash, it's $40. I'm just saying, it's $40. And in fact, I don't even think it's 40. I think it's cheaper than that, but I could be wrong. But here's the thing. Again, the Nintendo tax that people keep talking about is still overall cheaper than Sony tax. Because consider this. How long was it before Sony allowed you to use externals? 3 years. Wasn't to that third year that you could hook up an external, which means you had to go to GameStop and you had to buy the internal ones. You had to buy the ones you stick into the PS4 box. You had to literally go and do the whole surgical thing, download the damn firmware and all that shit on there, and hope it worked. Hope you wouldn't brick your shit, okay? Because Sony, again, didn't want to release any 1 terabyte models. Again, this was a tax on you, the customer, because again, a 1 terabyte internal memory card for your PS4 was $100 fucking dollars. Because again, Sony, up until that third year, didn't want to use externals. Meanwhile, on the Xbox side, externals were a thing you could hook up pretty much day one. So Sony has been taxing that ass pretty damn hard. And I can do this all day. You want to talk about the Nintendo tax, but you don't want to talk about the tax from Sony. I can also bring up the online shit. Sony was free for the whole generation of PS3. Free. No cost. Zero. Nothing there. PS4 comes out, it's $50. $50 isn't good enough. They tax it again, make it $60. What exactly did they what did they add for this? What did they give us to make us start paying for this? What did they improve to say it's justified? Nada. Nothing. Have the games gotten better? No. They've actually, in fact, gotten a little worse. They're all nothing but indie titles. Sure, as of the past summer, we've gotten 1 or 2 good games, but that's it. 1 or 2 good games. I think last October, in fact, was the first sign, a glimmer of hope that they can actually do this by re-releasing the GameCube version of Resident Evil. But that was the last glimmer of hope we saw until they did Just Cause 3 recently. It's not worth the price. Their tax is 100% more expensive than the Nintendo supposed tax. Because again, Nintendo is charging $20 for their online when it goes live in 2018 sometime. But again, theirs is $20 for the year. PlayStation's went from being free to $50 to $60. What exactly did they give us for that? We can't change our names. We can't do anything. Their security is still a joke. What exactly have we gotten from them? Again, you want to talk about the Nintendo tax, but you don't want to mention the Sony tax. PlayStation Now, the backwards compatibility, the streaming service to the cloud, went from being a monthly and a 3-month to a now having year subscriptions for $100 fucking dollars. You pay $100, you got it for a year. Why is it $100? In fact, why isn't PlayStation Now included in the PlayStation Plus subscription? Because it's backwards compatibility, basically. Why are they making you pay for backwards compatibility? Anybody want to answer that question? Because again, PlayStation Now, when you look at PlayStation Now, it's play last gen's greatest hits. They're forcing you to pay for that. That is PlayStation tax at its finest. Nobody talks about this. But you want to talk about Nintendo's tax. You want to talk about how they're gouging every cent out of your pocket. Yet when they gouge you out of your money, you're paying less for memory. By over half the cost off of what you would pay for Sony's. Think about it. Sony's 64 gig memory card for their PS Vita is still over $100 in 2017 used. Then you go buy a 64 gig memory card to throw in the Switch, and it's $30. You saved $70 by buying a micro SD card to throw in your Switch. You have $70 to play with. That means you can buy either The Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild, Mario plus Rabbids. You can buy either one of those and still have money to buy like Has-Been Heroes, or you can buy Has-Been Heroes and Binding of Isaac and whatever the fuck that other game is that I have over there that I can never remember. Or, I mean, you can buy like multiple games, or you can buy two other games, or you can combine it and you can buy more than one game. Whereas with Sony, you're gonna be out of money. And you're gonna be stuck with whatever bullshit ass free game they give you. And hoping it's a good one. See the difference? I mean, I'm just pointing this out because I'm sick and tired of hearing people, oh, well, you know, Nintendo wants to overcharge people. I look at it like, yeah, they're overcharging by like $5-10, but it's nowhere near as bad as Sony, who overcharges and hopes to bankrupt you or make you take a second mortgage out on your house because I want to play the most powerful system on the market. I mean, Jesus Christ. In order to play the PlayStation 4 with all the features, you gotta have a Vita, you gotta have a VR headset, you gotta have a Pro. Every one of those things. For all the features. And that's at full capacity. And that's not even mentioning the TV that you should have, which probably should be a Sony brand TV, which is going to be higher cost with less features than the one next to it, which will be a Samsung. Feel what I'm getting at here? Talk about taxing people. Bring up both sides. Don't bring up one just because you want to talk about, oh, well, I don't like this company. Bring up both sides of it, okay? Nintendo, yes, I'm not saying they're in the right for this, but I'm also not saying they're in the wrong, because I've seen developers go, hey, RIME is the same price across the board. That's all it takes. Deuces.